Thank you for stopping by Ballistic BBQ. On this video, I will be making a bourbon glazed barbecue chicken. Let's get going. I'm going to kick this video off with that bourbon glaze. And if you don't want to use bourbon, just omit the bourbon. You'll still end up with a really good glaze. So let's get the heat under the pot going. A little tip here, please, if you are going to use bourbon, make sure you're doing the order that I'm doing it so you don't end up blowing your face off. Going to start off by adding 2 tablespoons of pork lard, 2 cups of apple cider vinegar, 3.5 cups of brown sugar. Seems like a lot. We're making a glaze, but you're really not putting that much on the chicken. And I have to tell you, this stuff is insane on ribs or a ham. Really good stuff. 1.5 cup Kentucky bourbon, 2 tablespoons kosher salt, 2 tablespoons garlic powder, 2 tablespoons celery seed, 1 tablespoon black pepper, 1 tablespoon smoked paprika, 2 tablespoons dehydrated onion, and 1/4 cup of my all-time favorite pickling spice. I'm going to allow this to come up to a boil, then we're going to reduce this to a nice glazed consistency. Sauce is done. I have the Weber kettle preheated to 275 degrees. Let me show you the setup. Burning lump charcoal here. I took a torch and I just lit the center, and it'll kind of spread as the cook progresses here. In the center I have the BBQ, which is really cool. Basically it's a stainless steel reservoir filled with water, and it's going to create like a thermal barrier here to where I have a lot of control of my temperature on this indirect side. Took a whole chicken and I just cut it in half, rubbed it down with just a little bit of cooking oil, a little vegetable oil, and hit it with some salt and pepper, just very simple. And I'm placing it on the indirect side with the breast away from the heat source. Now I'm going to take just a little bit of peach wood, place it over there on the heat, lid on, damper above the meat, above the chicken. So I'm estimating the total cook time is going to be anywhere from 1.5 to 2 hours. I'm looking for that internal temperature at the thigh of 175 and the breast 165. And I'm going to be checking the progress of this cook in about an hour. See you in a bit. 1 hour has passed, and check it out. Gorgeous, gorgeous color. You can see the skin's getting tight. Temperature's been running 275 the whole cook. So this BBQ is doing its job. You can see a little bit of steam coming off, a little vapor coming off the water here. But again, it's just making a nice environment for this cook. It's not crazy hot from below. It's a nice controlled moist heat coming from the top. Let's take a look at the bottom. Yeah, it's really looking good. Time for the temperature check. So we're running about 157, 158 or so, so it definitely needs more time. So if I were using a different type of cooker, this is when I'd be flipping the birds. That didn't sound right. You know what I mean, flipping the chicken. Anyway, with the lid on, that dome is very close to the skin here. It's going to heat up. It's going to crisp the skin just fine. There's no need to flip the chicken, running this BBQ with the indirect heat here. So put the lid on and let the temperature rise just a little bit more. Then we'll get it basted. See you in a little bit. All right, so about 10 minutes have passed. We're about 10 degrees now of our target temp. It just smells so good. So what I'm going to do is go ahead and flip these just so I can baste the bottom with this glaze. This glaze is good. All right, we're going to allow this bird to come up to that target temp. This glaze is going to become very sticky. We are on the home stretch now. See you in a bit. We just hit that target temp of 175 in the thigh, 165 in the breast. These things are looking insane and smelling so good. So it took an additional 20 minutes or so before we hit this temperature. Total cook time was a little over 2 hours, which is pretty much what I expected. What I'm going to do now is pull these off the cooker. I'm gonna let them rest a little bit. We're gonna cut into these and I'll give them a try. It's rested, it's smelling good. Let's get this wing just out of the way. Oh, look how tender this is. All right, let's check out this breast meat here. Oh, so juicy. Let's look at that juice. Wow. All right. Just a very, very perfect, light, sweet smoke. That bourbon flavor is coming out. And I just love those spices. That pickling spice, I'm telling you, I know I talk about it all the time, but that just rocks a sauce. It's so good, so good. The BBQ did its job. Very moist chicken. I had no trouble at all controlling the temperature of this Weber. Again, it's perfect for that type of cook. I still have plenty more lump to where I could have cooked probably another 2-3 hours. Anyway, guys, thanks for stopping by. See you in the next video. Keep those suggestions rolling in. Cheers.